Well, as a representative of the Balint family, I'm totally overwhelmed by the celebrations that we're now enjoying, by this wonderful gathering here and by all the festivities that we've enjoyed in the past few days. So I'd just like to say a few words about the Balint family, why it is that the JCC has the Balint name associated with it. So the Balint family lived in Budapest. The previous generation, Benő Balint, was a seed merchant in Budapest, and he had a very important seed firm. That is, they made growing contracts with farmers. They brought in seeds and they exported seeds and they sold them in various quantities. There were three brothers who were the sons of Benő Balint, and they joined the business. They all joined the business before the Second World War. Now, two of the brothers, seeing that things were not going so well for Jews in Budapest in the 1930s, they left Hungary and went to England and founded and started doing business with associates in England. The oldest brother, Paul Balint, he stayed in Budapest. And then the war broke out. Paul Balint went to forced labor camp. He escaped from forced labor and he survived the war. My father, Andrew Balint, the youngest of the three Balint brothers, was in England, and George Balint, his older brother, was also in England. So they established a firm in England, and they did very well in business. And after the war, Paul Balint, who survived, came to England. Also Benő Balint, their father, came to England. He lived in our house with us for a while. He smoked incessantly, 20 cigarettes a day and cigars on top of that. Anyway, it was a very nice family. So they did well. In 1974, the three Balint brothers established charities. They all gave a good part of their wealth to charitable organizations, which they founded in their names. And in the early 90s, the JDC approached the Balint brothers whether they would fund the refurbishment of the Balint house in Ravay Street, and they donated generously to that project. And Miklós Fischer, the first president of the Balint house, knew the three brothers well, which has been a pleasure for me to meet him for the first time in my life. And so that's why the JCC is associated with the name Balint, because of the gift of those three brothers, one of whom was my father. And so I'm really overwhelmed. Nagyon köszönöm mindenkinek, és jó étvágyat kívánok!